handsome.
He is.
Blake, I told you about this.
I know comedy.
A whore.
That's my chopper.
He's not just some dingbat I found in the strip.
A dingbat. Enough about your podcast.
I'm here for the gangbang.
Look at these two idiots.
Rock your body, rock your brain, rock your immortal soul.
Oh, Paxton. He's special.
You know, I'm fat.
Because I'm fat. I like fat babies.
Thank you for coming back to watch another episode of the Dingbat District podcast. We've got a very awesome episode lined up on this one. We've got one of our most returning guests coming back on, and a new face coming on with CAIN and Luis Juarez joining us this time on the episode. Blake, we got a button? Yeah. We've learned the buttons this time.
I don't think we had buttons last time I was here.
It's really moving up. We take a 1/2 step every time, and then a couple steps back, but then we figure it out.
Yeah.
Then we figured it out. But thank y'all so much for coming on, man.
Oh, dude, thank you.
I'm really excited to have y'all on. Y'all are coming on today to promote y'all shows got coming up. We are going to miss the 22nd, but they're going to be at Fort Worth Hyenas in the main room. You're co-headlining with Chris Estrada.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
But also make sure you can go catch them at the 29th in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and on that is
July 3rd.
July 3rd
Yeah.
at Rose City in Tyler, Texas, which is is this your first time going back since the new work is done over on it?
Like what?
Tyler? In the Tyler room.
Oh, this is my first time going to Tyler.
Oh, this is your first time going to Tyler?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can think. Yeah, I've never been to Tyler before. I did Tyler's considered East Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just right there on the border.
Yeah, I did Paris and
the comedy festival?
no, what's that? Daryl Felsberg runs a room out there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, I think he's the one that does the too, right? The
festival?
out
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah. He used to do a room, man. That was like 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
He's been around a long time, man. You know?
Yeah, I follow him on Facebook. I always see that he's
What
just
do they
still
call
doing
that
something.
festival in Paris?
I think it's the Paris Comedy Festival.
No, there's one. It's something like Tower, not movie
Oh,
Tower City,
Radio
I believe.
Tower.
Tower City, right?
Tower
Or something
City.
like
Tower
that.
City. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I submitted to that one. But also, usually when I see that you have to pay for a submission, I was just like,
You gotta pay for all the submissions.
Yeah, the only one that you didn't have to pay for was Legion of Skanks for Skank Fest, and that was a free one.
Yeah.
And that one's this time it's in New Orleans, so if I got pulled on that one, that would be easy.
Have you done that one before?
No. I'm just a
No?
fan of the show.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if y'all have heard about it, but it's like the biggest comedy. It's the Just for Laughs now.
Yeah.
But
Well, JFL is coming back.
I heard about that.
Yeah, they're gonna be in
bringing-
Montreal.
Yeah, they're bringing back Montreal, which is, I hope that also kind of brings back movies and pilots and TV shows and shit like that.
I saw a comedy last night in the theaters. It was one of the funniest things I've seen.
What'd you see?
Friendship with Tim Robinson.
Oh, really?
And Paul Rudd.
Yeah. Blake, you went and saw that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did go see that.
Damn, I still want to see that. I haven't
It's
seen
so funny.
I've heard it was just like a lot of like a cringe nightmare. Just
It was like, if you've seen a Tim Robinson sketch, it was like that for an hour and 40 minutes.
Someone said it looked like I Love You Man in reverse, and I just bawled.
That's a good way of putting it.
I think a critic review was like, "If I Love You Man was terrifying."
But it was a good movie though, right? Like
It was really.
I would
good.
have to assume that it was a really,
It was really good, and it was
good
shot
movie,
well.
yeah.
Like the camera angles were nice. Like there was one shot where this is so nerdy, but like it was like the camera was in like the top corner of the room, and he was laying in his bed, and it was like such a nothing, like 5-second shot, and I was like, "That's nice." I like.
That takes you back to like a weird point of like watching Paranormal Activity back as a kid.
Yeah,
just that weird one angle shot.
Damn, that dude, fucking Tim Robinson, man. The dude's a genius.
Yeah, and he's a genius, and he's someone that I can say, and also I don't watch his stuff all that much, but I just know that he's like one of the funniest people.
His sketches are funny. I think You Should Leave is one of the funniest shows out.
I like them in short spurts, like when they come up on my TikTok.
Yeah,
love them. If I sat down to watch 20 to 30 minutes of Tim Robinson, or 90 minutes, I would get tired.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of energy.
I don't know. He's one of those that I think I can just watch, like just whatever it is that he's doing. Like, have you seen Detroiters?
I was just about to bring up. I remember watching a little bit of Detroiters. It used to be my fall asleep show when cable was on.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fucking.
I was gonna
funny
bring
show.
it up. That's
Yeah.
what I haven't seen yet.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
The other guy, I haven't seen him in anything else, but he was really funny.
Yeah, his friend. He's also in that. I think You Should Leave, right?
Yeah, he's in a
Is
couple
he?
of the sketches. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he wasn't in the movie.
The funniest I think You Should Leave sketch I ever saw was the hot dog driver
Oh yeah, the dude that crashed into the
Yeah,
store.
somebody should get that guy. He's just wearing a big hot dog costume.
The funniest part of that is when there's a hot dog car that crashes into the store.
The
and
Wienermobile.
he's in a hot dog costume. And they're like, you dress like a hot dog. And he goes, so is that guy. And they pan over to a dude in a suit that's tan with a red shirt and a yellow tie.
Honestly, just lock that guy up instead.
Oh shit, I forgot about that part. I haven't seen that in a long time. Was that like the first season, right?
Yeah, it was the first season.
season.
I remember when it first came out, the first sketch was the plumbers that install the joke toilet that has a smaller hole that's just for farts. And I saw that sketch and I was like, I'm not watching this. And I turned it. And it took like 2 years to go back and watch it.
Shit.
Right.
Yeah, but that's just funny, man.
Have y'all gotten into Almost Friday? Any of their sketches?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Yeah. Blake, do you remember who was showing us that?
Zach.
Zach Marchand was showing us
okay,
all the Almost Friday stuff, and it's like beautifully cinematically shot cringe sketches like these. They're just these new dudes. I wonder if I can find them, but they had one about this dude giving people gay dreams about him. And the setup was 3 friends walk into a room and one guy is just like obviously bothered and he's sitting there just muttering to himself. He's like, yo, Jacob, are you okay? And he's like, who did it? Who made me have a gay dream about Liam? Who did that to me? And everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It just gets to like 3 more minutes of just like this yada, yada, yada over all that. And then the guy, Liam, trips up and he's like, I bet you liked it though. And all of them are like, what was that? Out of nowhere, they're like, yeah, come to think about it, a week ago, I had a gay dream about Liam. And then he just turns around, he's this creepy Lex Luthor villain. He's like, you didn't stop me in the dreams.
I think they're the same people that had the talking to a film nerd, smashes the glass over the dude's head.
Yeah. It was something like, oh, your favorite movie is Pulp Fiction? Cliche.
No, it was like a Marvel movie or something like that. He was making fun of him. And he goes, I like when the Hulk came in the screen.
Let's see if I can find Almost Friday. Now that we're sitting in here too, this portable AC unit isn't doing shit, so we might have to take a break at some point.
That's who that guy is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
they
he
had
the one, the post-nut clarity guy?
Yeah,
Like he's like a professor or something like that. I think that's the only sketch I've seen.
Oh, yeah, I know who this is.
Is
Yeah,
that
I'm
him?
thinking of different dudes. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
video. I feel like I know what you're talking about. The professor.
Go to Instagram.
Yeah, that one right there in the middle. That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's the only sketch I've seen of theirs.
Oh yeah, he leaves and comes back, and then he.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Post-nut clarity. Nope. Sit down. It is no secret that I jerk off 8 or 9 times a day. And I do this because it allows me to be in a constant state of clarity. Okay, someone asked me a business-related question. I'm going to run to the bathroom and get back to you. 64%.
You could tell these dudes were big Office fans.
Hell yeah.
Were y'all big fans of The Office growing up?
Damn. So wait, but that guy's got his own show now?
So, him and a couple other dudes like run all these
shit.
like big sketches now. Let me see if I can find them on YouTube.
Yeah, that's really the only one I remember that they must have went viral a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, it went viral a couple years ago, and then from there they've just been constantly growing.
Yeah, that's cool.
All their things are like 5 minutes long too, but they're all just like they're all shot like a comedy noir.
That's the dude I was talking about. If you scroll off of it, him. He's
Oh.
the one who was like doing where they asked like what was your favorite movie and he said like a Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Why do you like that? It's just kind of like one of those things. You're like, I'm not one of those normal people. Yeah, these guys are really funny. Well, he showed
that one is funny. That the stand-up one where it's every stand-up special intro.
Oh,
He had he had a Netflix special?
They're making fun of like how all the specials start.
How'd you get here? Well, how did you get here?
And then after you graduate, you'll come work for me.
Does he actually do stand-up? Do you know, Kane?
I don't think so. I think I explored their page one time and the other dude with curly hair does do stand-up. But
Oh,
I think he's just more of like sketches and stuff.
Gotcha. He's got a he's a catchphrase comic.
Oh, I worked with the catchphrase comic last weekend.
No.
Yeah.
Oh God, what was his catchphrase? Well,
if I say it, he's
not
not
going to say
watch.
cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Who wants it?
He's not gonna watch, but I don't want to say.
Fine.
But yeah, like the crowd loved it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
it
dude.
works.
That's some road dog shit right
Yeah.
there, dude. You're on the road all the time. You're playing to different cities. You're like, man, these crowds are getting tougher and tougher. You start to pick up some sort of gimmick and shit.
Yeah.
I used to see it all the time when I used to work the Looney Bin clubs.
Yeah.
The ones that are like in Wichita, Little Rock, and Tulsa. So you get a lot of like people that have just been on the road for like 30 years, dude. And they all
Yeah, this dude has been doing
shit.
stand up since like 85.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, funny. Did y'all ever read or hear about Sam Tallent's book Running the Light? I've been reading that, and it's the first like comedy book that's fiction. It's all he just made up a person.
Oh, wow.
And it's what we're describing. It's
Yeah.
a guy that's making fun of all of these fucking catchphrase road comics, but he's this dude that walks. His name is Billy Ray Jetson or something like that. I can't remember. Billy Ray Stevenson, and he walks on stage in a pair of boots, and he's just like, "Man, y'all are a bunch of fucking pussies." And he's just been talking like this whole chapter's been about how he actually works on stage.
Yeah.
And it's just this crazy like. I am listening to this book while driving around, and then I'll stop at a red light, and then I'll turn over and just pray that no one's listening, because he's just writing the most debaucherous shit. Like, I'm pretty sure Sam was on a coke bender when he was writing this fucking book, because it's just one like, and then I kicked the man in the teeth, and then I let this retard's goose go, and I ran away, and then I caught up with my long lost son, and he called me a fag. You're like, what is going on?
That sounds like an impression of Ron White.
Honestly, it sounded like Ron White for a long time.
He wrote it. Does he also do the audio to it?
He did some of it.
Okay.
It's kind of weird. I'm not a fan of why or the way he did it, but he has like a different comic reading each chapter. And it's kind of interesting, but also you kind of lose it. You're like, I'm starting to get it with this person's voice. And then just like, there was one time it was a girl. And I was like, well, that kind of really breaks everything, because she's not even doing a country accent.
Which girl was it?
It might have been Sarah Tolomesh. And I love her.
I thought you were going to say Sarah Silverman.
No. I would have loved it if it was Sarah Silverman. But then, actually at that point, I would have hated it, because she's not on camera and her voice is so shrill.
This kind of reminds me of that Tim Heidecker doing stand up a little bit.
Who's Tim Heidecker?
He did a comedy special. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I feel like I've seen him recently. Like he did a podcast run.
Nah, he's been around for a long time. Like he used to have like a show called Tim and Eric on Adult Swim.
Oh, that Tim.
Oh, okay.
Look up him with stand up comedy. He kind of does that in the beginning, or it's like it's kind of the whole shtick of him.
Oh, I've seen this.
Yeah, like I think when did this come out?
2020.
Yeah, I remember that shit was funny as fuck, but also at the same time, kind of cringy being a road dog stand-up guy, you know? Because working the road, man, it's a lot. It could be taxing sometimes.
What's the biggest stretch you've done on the road?
It's just the last 3 years.
3 years, no weekends off.
Like as far as like an entire
like a full run.
Well, I started touring after COVID with Ralph.
Oh, okay,
Ralph Barbosa. So like when Ralph really popped off, man, his tour was full through the whole calendar, right?
Right.
And me, him, and this other comedian named Jesus Castillo, we all used to hang out and we'd write, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like my friend Jesus had he had a house in Oak Cliff, and me, him, and Ralph would go show up over there. And we'd get a box of Williams chicken, and we would just write jokes.
Right.
That was all we would do, right? Like make sketches, think of shit. And when Ralph got famous, basically went viral and became a national touring comedian, he was all like, shit, let's go.
We got to run it.
I quit my job. And
right.
So did Jesus. And we just went on the road, bro. And we were gone like, I'd say we worked like 35 weeks at least that year. That first year.
Damn.
You know, at least.
Right.
And that was me taking weeks off because it was just so life-changing. You're just always gone.
Right.
You know? So yeah, that first year, yeah, a good 30 weeks at least being on the road.
That's so funny, because when I started stand-up, my first time, like within maybe a month of me starting stand-up, my first time getting in on the DCC Wednesday mic was maybe a week before he won the HBO competition.
Yeah.
So like I saw him on the lineup, and at that point I had a friend who was really big into coming with his dad to watch comedy stuff when they were growing up, and he's like, hey, if you ever meet him, Ralph Barbosa's like the dude. He's been the feature for all the guys for like the past 5 years. He's fucking hilarious. If you see him sitting on the show, shout out my buddy Johnny. He's who got me into comedy in general. And like my first time I was there, he was second on the lineup. I screenshotted the lineup because I'm gay, and and I walked up to him and was like, hey man, I'm gonna be completely clairvoyant. I haven't seen you yet, but my friend who's a big comedy fan said I need to watch you. He's not a comic or anything. He's just a fan, and he told me to come watch you. He's like, oh man, that's cool. Thank you. And got on stage, fucking leveled it out, and then I was just like, oh fuck. Well, now I got to sit here because I'm 30th, and he just went up third. So I just sat there on my fucking hands and just like waddling back and forth. But it was before I realized you should just go outside for a while.
Yeah, those days where you just sit in the entire open mic.
You thought you were being cordial, and you're like, I have to watch everyone because everyone's going to want to watch me. And then they leave, and you're like, guys, you're not supposed to do that.
Oh, you need that, though.
Oh, yeah.
You need that all the time, I think.
I don't think any of my friends know any of my jokes of late.
How long have you been doing it?
Just like 2.5 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's going to suck ass until 5 years, I think. Even at 2 years, I still thought I was like funny, but then I'm like a year passes and you're like, fuck, I was so unfunny. And it just never, that feeling never goes away because you're constantly getting better, right?
Yeah. I like going into open mics like towards like DCC on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at the beginning, it's cool. There's a crowd, everyone's laughing, it's fun. But I like going in like right towards 11 when there's like 3 people left in the room. And I'll just stand in the back and be like, this is stand up, right?
Yeah, that's the real shit.
Yeah.
That's the best feeling, dude.
Oh, buddy. I'm a routine like 24 through 28 guy when I get on now, so I'm just running amok with the 2 people that are left because they're too drunk to stand up. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Fucking, what's up, dumb fat tits? And the dude's like, oh. I was like,
There's a lot of comics that start and then get so mad that they're at the end of the list for a long time.
Like they just fucking heard of you.
But good shit does happen at the end of the list sometimes. You never know who the fuck's in the back of the room at any given time, especially if you're working a club where you can do weekends there, right?
Right. And the manager's not there anymore, so have fun.
Usually the main manager's gone, and whoever's running the mic is taking care of everything.
Don't
right?
be crazy, but have a little bit of fun.
We would also have fun, and sometimes you'd be drunk. Sometimes you're just drinking and you're hanging out, but I started getting bookings because it was midnight. I was like towards the end of the list, and I said everything was eating shit, and I said one joke, and I got one real big laugh from the very back, and it ended up being somebody who books like a showcase.
Oh, nice.
I got on that showcase. That showcase led to me getting opening weekends, all because I was still going to that open mic, right? So you really never know who's there. So like every time you're on stage, it should be something that you're not saying like to completely fuck off, right? But you also never know who the fuck's gonna see your set. You know?
Yeah. I'm also just the worst about it, and I don't know, but like I hate doing the same thing over and over again. So like I'll just have a completely different set for the week. And I was just like, all right, well, I didn't do anything today, but I had fun. I had a great time.
Well, especially when you're starting off too, a lot of your, pretty much any first bookings you get are going to be from other comics.
Right.
Yeah. A club is not going to look at you for at least a year, you know?
There are a couple people out there that I know if we went to an outside show, I got them because they've been in the walls. They've had walls for too long.
Yeah.
Come outside with me, guys.
Those outside shows are tough, man.
Oh, God. I walked up to the last one that I did, and there was at least one long back wall, but open over here. And I walked up and I was like, motherfucker, they told me it was inside. And then at that point, I went to just go look at where it would have been inside. And just in the middle of this room, there's a huge wall to block you off from half of the audience. I was like, oh, well, I guess outside was our best option.
Yeah.
And the wind was blowing. We didn't have enough speakers. And you're just like, all right, well, I'm just screaming to the people in the front row at this point.
That I cherish those moments.
They're fun.
I am telling you. You'll look back and be like, damn, I wish I would have tried something different. Or I would like you force yourself to be in that position whenever it feels like you're like, fuck, man. I've driven fucking, hundreds of miles to go do a show where there was 3 people like early on it. But you're just like, fuck it, I'm taking the gig. And then you're like, man, you can really get down and out about shit. But no matter what it is, you should just adjust.
See, that's I don't take it professionally. I take it and have fun. And in those shows, when I find out it's a clean show, I see how clean is clean. And then I toe the line a little bit. And then I look over at the person that's running it. And I was like, okay, that was a little too far.
I guess, look, this is what I mean. I think I mean, like, yes, I guess what I'm talking about is some form of professionalism, right? But it is also the amount of energy you're willing to put into the thing that you're doing in that moment in time.
Right.
Have you ever been doing something really hard, like maybe flipping a tire? Right? Like say you're flipping a tire. Like at one point in time, you're going to want to get as much strength out of yourself as possible.
Right.
Because in that moment, you can draw that energy from you. It's about whenever this shit sucks, finding that energy to bring in to yourself on stage.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it's at. It's being able to channel that shit on the fucking just like that, bro. Like
right.
Like that's how you really know when you're starting to get good at stand up. Is at any fucking moment you're just gonna like, I gotta put everything into this moment right now. Every single part of me, energy wise.
Yeah.
But that's also because I'm fat and I also run on low power mode. So I have to turn low power mode off in order for me to like really fully perform.
To turn it up.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the only time I ever put the brightness up on my phone is when I really want to look at something thoroughly. That moment in time in my life, my brightness is turned all the way up.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying? But you have to get to that all the time.
Right.
The earlier you can get to that, even at an open mic, you should. I'm saying like take that mentality. I'm not saying like you got to be completely clean or you got to follow some sort of formulaic way of writing a joke necessarily, right? Because some people do that, which is fine and it works, right?
Right.
But it's gonna have to be something in you. Like it's got to be the you that's going to transcend.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
That part of you. And the sooner you can find it, man, the better. Or at least fake it until you get it, I guess.
I've had my moments at that point. Like there's no one that could tell me, like in my first year, there's no one that worked harder than me. Like I was actively hitting 14 mics a week and then running up my gas bill, ruining my truck at that point. But like I've had all those moments. I was like, okay, sometimes we need a little quality over quantity at that point. But there's at the rate that I got, I was so shell shocked on stage. Like I saw a video from maybe my second mic ever, and I'm standing on stage like this. I don't even remember doing that, but like as comfortable as I've always seemed on stage, I'm losing my goddamn mind. I'm having a panic attack.
Yeah,
and
you just can't let the crowd know.
Yeah, now I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So now from don't give a shit, I was like, all right, we figured out how to stand on stage. Now let's figure out how to talk.
One of my favorite things about Luis is I've seen him a bunch of times, and he's always like doing new shit, and I fucking love it. I remember one time, and I've told you about this before. I think you were doing a spot. It was either on Julio's headlining show at Addison, or it was at one of Midnight's. But you went up there. And you opened up, you go, does anyone in the crowd like Wolf Brand chili? And like the crowd like kind of answered, and then you go, all right. And then you did your set and you never brought Wolf Brand chili up again. And I remember when you got off stage, I was like, why the fuck did he bring that up?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I was just talking about Wolf. I had just eaten some Wolf Brand chili or something.
Was Jordan J on that show too? Because I feel like I heard you say something like that.
Probably. And it was like a real short set. I only think I did like a 5-minute spot. Like, it wasn't even supposed to be on the show, I don't think.
Yeah, you just got like shoved into the middle, and you had a great. I think I was at that show, and it was just like a great set.
Yeah, it's more of that. Also, in that moment, I used that more, not necessarily as an open mic, but as a thing to just try something. I think what I did was I came out, and I think it was Taylor that went up before me or something, right?
I remember because I was telling her she forgot to say one little thing in her joke where she's talking about breaking the knob off. She forgot to say broke the knob off on stage. I was like, Taylor, you missed my favorite part of your joke.
She had a really good set.
Oh, she murdered
before, and like I was more of like coming in like, all right, let me just kind of like
reset
slowly
the room,
bring it back down to my volume and my tone and everything. And I think that's what I did. I was like, give it up for Taylor, y'all, you know. And then like I was like, anybody in here fuck with Wolf Brand chili? This dude was like, yeah, I fuck with Wolf Brand chili. I was like, give it up for Wolf Brand chili, y'all. And that's all I did. And then I think it's like everybody like, and it got a big laugh. And I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll go into the jokes that I was gonna work on.
There we go.
You know?
Did you have anything for Wolf Brand chili?
No, not really.
Like say in that moment you did not get that big pop. Did you have like, all right, if it didn't go, I got something for Wolf Brand chili to make that make sense?
Yeah, even if it got like really, like absolutely no type of like nobody laughed or complete silence, right? I probably still would have stayed on it,
right?
You know, just to dig myself in a hole, because I know I can dig myself out of the hole, because I have material that I've been doing, you know, like you always got something in your back pocket, like as far as jokes wise, you know, on stage,
right?
So I know that I'm always going to get out of it, but also part of what gives me the confidence to do something like that, and even then it's not even that funny, it still gets the laugh, but because it's just experience, you just been doing it. Like, I don't know, a certain level of confidence.
That's what I'm saying. That's my favorite thing about it, because like out of seeing you a million times, that's the most memorable thing that I could like. That's the thing that's stuck in my head for so long.
Time out. As I'm melding two friends right here, does that hurt at all?
No, I know all. I know all the jokes. Yeah.
And you know what? there's people who have like done comedy will quote a joke back to me that I don't even remember doing or like I haven't done in a long time. But then I'm like, oh yeah, I did do that one time.
Right.
There's this guy named Fernando Ruiz. He lives in New York, but he started here in Dallas, right?
Fernando's cool as fuck.
Yeah, he's really funny. And he was all like, man, because like they all started after I did. I started in 2013, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I guess they were in the room and I just wasn't really like aware of them. I didn't really know them like that, you know. And I used to do this joke talking about like I was dating this white girl, and this is really early on open micer type. I was dating this white girl, but like she had to have like an ear replacement, and then like we went to the ear store and they're all out of white ear, so she had to get a black ear, which is cool. But like every time I say something to her, she'd be like, "I heard that," right? And it was a really stupid ass joke, right? And I used to do it like just early open mic type shit, right? And Fernando's like, I heard that joke. He quoted this joke to me. This is like a year or two ago. And this is like fucking years. And he told me, I was like, oh yeah, I did do that joke. I was like, oh shit.
What you saying?
But I you do always have to be trying some sort of new shit. You know, I do have like certain frames that I have for like a set, like a headlining set or whatever. But yeah, man, I just like jokes. Yeah. Jokes are funny. You know?
And you're talking about like digging the hole and then getting out of it. I think it was a different show. This one I remember for sure. It was when Julio Diaz headlined. Some dude heckled during your set, and you spent like 5 minutes being like, "You should feel terrible. You ruined this show." For like 5 minutes, you just berated this guy.
Those are my
heckling. You go, I forgot where I was in the joke.
Those are my favorite.
But they were laughing though, right?
Yeah,
I think it was like,
time.
if it was like me being funny, like, like I'm like, I don't know, like, what do you want me to do? Come on, like, But that also happens a lot now too, because a lot of people do crowd work stuff, so people like are just like they're ready to say something too, you know, which I don't give. It is what it is.
At a certain point, like I've had the comeback where like they pay $20 for this. This is as much their show as it is mine, and then they say a couple things. You're like, all right, even though you're being positive, I'm about to stomp on your neck verbally. Please stop.
I don't know. It depends. Sometimes you'll hear like a table talking, and I just kind of ignore that. I'm like, all right, whatever. I guess they're figuring something out. But when it's the person like yelling at you, like from the back of the stage, like I try to ignore it the first like 1 or 2 times. But after that, it's like, okay, like we have to acknowledge this because if not, like the crowd just gonna.
I'm not gonna let you punk me.
Right,
Fuck
they're gonna
this.
lose control. Yeah,
I've had 2 instances where somebody had to get thrown out because of what we were getting into it on stage.
Right,
and both times it was racist. They were being racist, like, and I got upset. Like I was like, one time at the Dallas Hyenas. Or a long time I was doing a show in East Texas and somebody yelled "build the wall" at me while I was on stage. So then I turned it into a bit and I would do
and
it
that
on
Haitian
stage.
guy suffered that night.
Somebody yelled it at me, dude. Like that night, I made a joke about it. I did it at Dallas Hyenas, this joke I was doing, and some lady's like, "Yeah, build the wall, get the fuck out of here," kind of shit.
Yeah,
right. And I was like, I just got upset with her, and I don't know, I just like started roasting her, talking shit to her, and then like she started screaming back, and like I don't know, I was pretty upset about it. And the Hyenas like they like basically made her leave, kind of thing, right?
Oh, I've had to do that a couple times.
Which is, I'm glad that they did, right? Like, and I don't ever want to kick anybody. And if anything, if I had been a better comic at that time, I probably would have tried to ease the situation and try to get to know her, understand her a little bit, right?
Right.
But at the time, I was still angry. This is like first Trump presidency. And then this most recent one was here at the Hyenas in Fort Worth, where there was these white dudes, and they just kept heckling everybody through the show. And I was like, these are the guys that are heckling it. And then they admitted to being racist. And then like,
what's the follow up there? You're like, I respect your aunt. No,
like they were making jokes at me. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like it was just so random. Like nothing like it just. That's how I knew that there was like some like, you know, there's a lot of tension going on around. I think like, you know, with everything happening in the country. So like I was still kind of upset, but Hyenas made them leave.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, which is fine too. That they did that because they backed it up. Because I've been to shows where they don't throw people out.
Oh yeah,
right. But that person, I guess, like I don't know.
This is always funny to me because a lot of comics don't go outside for a half a second. For all of a half a second, I was a bouncer at Dallas Hyenas.
Yeah.
And have you ever been outside on the back end of throwing someone out?
No, I've seen it before. It's not a pretty thing at all.
Once you're the bouncer, you're like, they're trying to get at you, and then all their anger flips. I'm like, I just got you. Like, we just met.
Yeah.
And I'm pushing someone outside. There was this one time, this lady, hot lady. that was the biggest problem. I'm like, come on. I was single at the time. Come on. just be nice. We'll let you stay. You're so hot. Just stay. And then she started throwing shit, and she hit me once.
Oh shit!
She kept hitting my coworkers, and I'm like, a couple more times, and I'll kick you out. Come on. And then she hit me. I was like, all right, it's time to go. And then we threw her out. She called the next day with her boss on the phone. She was a cop.
Oh, shit.
She was a cop that got that drunk, and then they were apologizing. Turns out, like a week later, she got fired. And anyways, even like she got little kidded out with her boss on the phone, and her boss was like, "I'm so sorry, she did this," and hung up. And I'm like, "What the fuck was that?"
You got that lady fired, Paxton.
Don't hit me. Have a bad arm. I don't know what to say.
She punched you in the face or what?
No. She had like those little tabletop menus.
Yeah,
we had a couple on like the little entrance area, and she just grabbed one and just like flicking them at us.
Yeah.
And then she grabbed one more off the floor and was like, "Hey," and it hit me. And I was like, "All right, get out, get the fuck out of here. Go out there with the homeless people on the fucking."
I think it's
subway.
cool that you got a cop fired.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It makes my criminal justice degree that I got a lot better.
Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah, that's why it's upside down. I cheated and I don't use it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense actually.
Yeah,
that might not be a bad covert way to get like ICE people fired, right? Or like
with this face,
fired.
I can befriend them. I can befriend them
Bring
real
them to
easy.
the show.
Yep,
and then get them thrown out.
Yeah, and then have them
And then,
call the
yeah.
boss. Yeah,
there we go.
You could infiltrate like ICE,
buddy.
Yeah,
don't blow my cover.
You've seen
my name's not Paxton.
You've seen Black Klansman.
Yeah, there's Black Klansman right now.
Yeah, we're gonna do Brown Iceman.
Yeah, dude. Like channel your inner John Brown as much as possible. You know what I mean?
That's not that far.
Huh?
If you put me and John Brown together, it almost looks like a family reunion.
No, not John Brown, the comedian. John Brown, the guy who like killed all those slave owners back in the day.
God. Oh, sweet Jesus.
You know?
I was thinking about John Brown, the comedian. People go look him up. He's very funny. I was not thinking about the murder.
John Brown's the homie too. I love that guy.
But he's also very country. We could both infiltrate.
he is. Right?
This
He's like South Carolina, right?
Blake, this is your buddy cop movie. Me and John Brown breaking into the fucking ICE agencies.
If you told me John L. Brown was your brother, I would believe you.
Yeah.
If you were like, that's my older brother, like my parents had me when he was like 20.
Yeah. Or my dad. And he had me when he was 14.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a secret. Yeah.
Blake, you have 2 movies to write with me and John Brown.
John is cool, man. I think he just started a podcast where he's in his car or something. I just saw something the other day.
Yeah. John's funny, man.
I love John. And also for being an older man, one of the greatest softball players I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, he played softball with y'all?
The first season we did it, yeah. And he was an outfielder, and I saw John make at least 3 MLB level diving plays. And I was just on
like
first. I was like,
I think, right? He was in the Army or something like that, in the Marines.
yeah, I can't remember. I think it was Army, and just a overall badass dude. And he's just scooting out there. He stands up, like whips the ball over, and I'm just looking at him. And I'm like, I'm not gonna run. Like, you're diving out here.
Yeah, there was a comics softball team that happened here in Dallas.
John is on it still?
He was, yeah. Paxton was on it too, but he had to leave because he had anger issues.
No.
Yeah?
Partially. A little bit. I'm a hothead for
right
sure.
Field or?
No, I was at first base because I fucked up my shoulder.
He was yelling at the rest of the team.
No. I yelled at Peyton one time and then immediately apologized.
They kicked you off or what?
No, I left because I dislocated my shoulder, but they should have kicked me off. I was not having a good time.
No, you know where everyone's getting injured is the Cowabunga basketball games.
Yeah, I stopped going to those. There was one time I thought someone was going to rip my arm out of its socket, and then I didn't go for a couple times.
Is that Vinny show?
Yeah, on Saturday mornings, Vinny gets a bunch of the Dallas comics to play basketball together.
Oh, they've also got soccer now, too.
But all of them are getting injured.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Michael Moore showed up in a boot one time to backdoor.
John Moore just got injured
Moore just got injured. He showed up on Wednesday at DCC on a scooter.
Yeah.
Comedians are extremely unathletic, dude.
Yeah. There's a reason we're comedians.
A lot of comedians do start off maybe as athletes at one point in time, right? They can get to, but they always think they can channel that back, but they never can. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know?
So, okay, this is a fun question. We were all fat kids. Were you fat athletic kids or just in the fat kid?
Yeah, athletic. Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
I
Football?
was in sports, but I wouldn't say I was athletic.
Football, shot put.
Okay, so same thing. I was in sports my whole life. I was the smarter guy on the team. I was never the athletic guy.
I boxed. I played football.
Oh, right.
And
we've got a Golden Glove contender right here. I forgot about
champion.
that. Champion.
Right,
excuse me.
You did
excuse
Gold
me.
Gloves?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's bad.
How'd you get the Golden Glove?
Don't worry about that, Paxton. My opponent didn't show
I
up.
literally was like looking it up the other day because my son, like, I got him this Chuck E. Cheese like little
Yeah.
thing. He's only 3, and like he's just punching the shit out of it. And the whole time I'm like, oh shit! Like,
How old is your son?
he's 3.
Yeah, I started boxing when I was like 8.
Okay,
That's
yeah, that's
about
what I was wondering. I was like, at what age? Because I know boxing is good too for the mental,
Yeah,
right? Like,
that's
you know,
the age you can
understanding-
start
yeah.
them.
At 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
From
probably
the
do-
time I was like 8 till I was 18, I boxed on and off for like 10 years.
Well, his name is Lennox,
Mhm.
and
He's a boxer
yeah, his name-
already.
yeah,
Holy
and,
shit.
And like right before my dad died, like, you know, my son killed him. No, I'm just kidding. Like, nah, my dad had
punched
just
the shit
bro, like
out.
my dad had like just about to die. My son was just about to be born, right?
Your
and,
son's
like, my
standing
dad-
at the weight, just shadow
My
boxing.
dad's like, what's his name gonna be? And I was like, his name's gonna be Lennox. And he's like, is he gonna have a middle name? Because, like, you know, we're Mexican. Lennox is not a Mexican name at all. Like,
I was gonna
he's
say-
half black and half Mexican.
Ah.
So we're like, man, Lennox. That's the name
It's a
right
good
there.
mix,
Yeah,
yeah.
we like.
He's either
that
going to be
name.
a boxer or the
Yeah.
best chef of all time.
Or his middle name is gonna be Luis, Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
Like, and then my dad's like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna call him Tyson because Lennox Lewis is the one that stopped Tyson. Like, he said he's gonna be a boxer is what
Yeah.
he said, right? This is before he died. You don't fucking know how shit really works. He might be a boxer one day,
Yeah.
but
Right.
he's got a boxer's name.
It does
Do you
have
know
a
who Lennox
boxer
Lewis
name.
is?
Not really. I'm just into boxing. I'm not like a boxing head.
Oh yeah, he's like in the 90s. He was a heavyweight champion. Like, he was a badass
Oh,
boxer.
that's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah. My boxing name was Sugar Cane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. La caña.
Remind me about sugarcane after the podcast. I got to say something, but I'm not going to say it on air. But
Okay.
it's so funny. By the way, throw it back to sugarcane. You were also a pimp named Sugarcane.
Yeah.
For the
That's why
Christmas
I
roast.
picked that name. Yeah. we did a Christmas show with Paulos for FTC. Yeah, shout out to Paulos and FTC. But yeah, he was like, it's a Christmas show, so you got to like be a character.
Right.
And I was like, I'm just gonna do stand up. And he was like, just please be a character. He's like, what if you were like a pimp that had a candy cane, like as your cane? And I was like, okay, I'll be a character. And so I showed up to the show in like a full like pimp outfit, and I just did my set, but like tweaked it to be like Christmas and like pimp related. And
Christmas
then-
and pimp related.
yeah.
The fact,
Which-
if you did that easily, we've got to talk about your set because
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Hell yeah, dude.
It just took like 30 seconds of just flipping some
Well,
things.
on the way to the show, someone else messaged me and they're like, hey, can you fill in a spot at DCC tonight? And I was like, yeah, for sure. So I showed up in my full pimp
I
outfit.
remember. I was
Oh, you did both sets in the shit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I had like a wig on that was like a bob that was blonde.
I was begging you for us to go to that fried chicken spot like that.
Oh, yeah.
And we come that night. Oh, man.
I stole my
Paulos.
grandpa's cane for that. I went because my grandpa lives across the street from me and he walks with a cane. And I was like, don't go anywhere else today. And I took his cane.
Do you have a picture of that?
Oh man.
I would have to look for it. Let
What
me
was,
check
what,
on
would
my
it be
phone.
on
what was the
Instagram?
show- what was the show though?
The first one was at the Latino Cultural Center.
No, but what was was it a theme to a show, or he just said to
It
just
was-
show up as that character?
It was a Christmas show.
Oh, okay, it was a
Yeah.
Christmas show.
Was it one of
okay.
those ones where you were roasting Christmas or like
No, it was just like it was this. The show was called like Grant and Chris Steal Christmas or something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I think it was like Santa Claus killed somebody and like they were detectives looking for Santa.
That's why I like fucking Paulos, because he's a creative person.
Yeah.
You know, he can do some shit like that at his show. That's fucking cool. I'm actually doing something with Paulos at that Latino Cultural Center.
Yeah,
in
man.
Oh, yeah?
In September, yeah.
Fuck
We're gonna do it's gonna be a benefit show for the Dallas Community College.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be around
It's September. It's gonna be, I think, September 19th.
So yeah, around Mexican Independence Day.
Yeah, around Mexican Independence Days, because like the state of Texas is like starting to make a lot of these community
Yeah.
colleges, like a lot of their undocumented people.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you can be from the city and be undocumented, right, and go to that
Right.
school, but now they're doing it, and it's in the law that they have to be as out of country students, so it triples their tuition.
Mm.
You
shit.
know, just because they're undocumented.
Yeah.
Really?
So we
They-
want to help out and supplement some of that, you know, that money, especially since they're cutting like Pell Grants and things like that, right?
Well, and you'd think like, because what's that gonna do in the grand like
What do you-
theoretically on paper that's
Yes.
just gonna
It
make
forces
Mexican
people
people not to go to college.
yes, of
And then
course,
they're gonna
it's-
continue
yeah.
to just be mad that they keep taking our landscaping jobs.
Well, that's the thing too, right?
Right.
Also, like it's more of maybe they're trying to force them back into something like that,
Right.
or just prevent them from getting any type of growth or going. It just, it just makes it harder.
Yeah.
And it's usually on purpose. There's a reason behind it, I guess. I don't know.
It's crazy shit what's happening right now, too, because I was watching this video on TikTok, so that's where I get all my news, so don't fucking listen to me. But there was this lady that walked up to her retired medevac army husband, and she walked up and said they deployed troops to L.A. to stop the riots. He's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Who? Yeah. And he looks over at her and she just goes, Marines. And he goes, they sent fucking Marines? Are you fucking kidding? Like, why do you need fucking Marines, the biggest ego dummies of all of them that just want to eat, fucking kill? Wait, why are you sending them out there for a peaceful protest? No shit, they're going to start shit.
Yeah, and they're also just not trained for something like, they're trained to, those guys are like, trained to kill people.
Those are the red pills. Like, not like the red pills like Republicans, like red pill old comics that just made you the anger fuck, like the Red Hulks. That's who these people are.
I know Marines. I met some really smart, chill ass Marines.
Right.
I actually just did a bit. It was a show that it was down in Houston or just outside of Houston. It's a benefit kind of thing. Or it used to be. It was like for a bunch of Marines that were all in the same war movie.
Okay.
Nah, I'm just pushing the movie part. Like they were all Marines and they all get together every year and they have this big ass crawfish boil.
Oh, okay.
So we got paid in crawfish to go and perform.
Yeah.
Me and this dude named Jesus. I mean, we got paid cash too, but
I've been to a couple of those shows.
These like veterans are just like us, bro. They're just regular ass dudes. Sometimes you're forced into a situation to go join the military.
We all did some shit when we were 18 to 22 that we don't talk about anymore. I used to steal from a couple jobs just to get by. But also, could I have asked my mom for a little bit extra of money? Sure, but I didn't want to do that because I'm not a bum. I'm a thief. Allegedly.
I just text you some pictures.
Oh, nice.
Been on
hey bro, dude, you should wear that again.
I should wear that more often.
Hell yeah. Do it for the roast show.
We gotta do some more just random shit.
Me and Paxton were actually talking about doing a show. We're trying to do a show at a boxing gym.
Oh yeah, punch ups.
Yeah. We want to have like the comics perform in the ring, almost like performing in the round.
Yeah. Or just
I know
make
what I
them
do.
Fight. Like, fuck it.
I also told him that too. I was like, or we could just fight some comics.
Definitely not me because I want to, but no. But we could find some of these open micers that really want to shot on stage. Hey, open micer Jimmy, we'll give you 3 minutes.
Paxton used to be in like a backyard boxing league.
Yeah.
Did you do the? Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Like fist fights? Or
Yeah.
Like for like Kimbo Slice shit.
It wasn't. We had boxing gloves on, but yeah. Okay. I wasn't in it. I did it twice. Like I've had to cut back a couple times. Like people are like, "You're a boxer." I was like, "No, I boxed." Like it's almost as much as two young high school kids in a bathroom.
But my favorite thing about you telling that story is you leaving your job early.
I forgot about that.
To go do the boxing.
To go do a boxing match
that I got arrested at.
Dude. Hey, you can also make money at shit like that too.
You can.
Cash, people betting, bro. It's like,
Let me tell you, I was the one that got arrested along with the dude I was fighting while my shoulder was out.
Yeah.
And the guys that were running the shit walked back into their house. All they had to deal with was me laying on a tailgate, getting sat on by a cop, yelling at them, calling them every curse word I could think of.
Shit.
Pieces of shit. Fucking, you brought it back. I forgot about all that.
I don't know. I think that's also kind of funny just in general.
Yeah.
I used to watch those Kimbo Slice fights shit back in the day. I don't know.
See, and the thing was, I'm not Billy Badass whatsoever. I'm a pussy. That's why I'm a comic at the end of the day. But I was just an alcoholic with a chip on my shoulder, and I had just started losing weight some. So I was like, I'll take my shirt off in front of people now.
Yeah.
And then fist fight someone in the backyard.
Did you see Fight Club and you're like, that's the way to do it?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely did. I was like, this is the first time I'm not going to be called Bob the Bitch or Bob Bitch Tits or what was his name? Bitch Tit Bob?
I think they just called him Bitch Tits.
Yeah. I got called just Bitch Tits too.
Yeah.
How do I get to fucking?
So that's like a rite of passage for you. Like that's something that you were destined to do. Is at one point in time you're gonna fucking be a street fighter. You can always look back on those memories fondly.
A really bad street fighter. Yeah. Yes. I wasn't good. I had no technique. It was one of those things where.
But those fights were always entertaining. I will still even watch them every once in a while. I mean, like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, Kimbo Slice got a UFC contract off.
He
that
also
shit.
got his ass whooped quite a bit. Like
there's some of them out there that they don't show you.
Yeah, there's also real boxers who know how to like really fight. That's why Conor McGregor lost to fucking Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. So the dude, if anyone's seen this video, it's one of the first videos we post. We called him Shitty Ralph Macchio because that's what he looked like, and that just kept pissing me off because he was hot and a good boxer. And I'm like, dude, fuck this guy. It's just like, just some asshole that was too pretty, and I wanted to hit him. So I wanted to, like, the initial goal was I'm going to join this boxing league. I'm going to work up. I'm going to cut weight down to 185, a weight I should never walk around at, and I'm going to beat his ass in his backyard. And then at the first fight, the first guy forfeited because he got a concussion. And at the second fight, within 12 seconds, I dislocated my shoulder, and within 14 seconds, I was getting arrested. And it was just the whole shit.
Wait,
and then I never went back.
You had to cut weight for this?
No, I didn't have to, but that was what kicked my ass into gear.
Oh shit!
Because I was stuck for a while.
You
at
just
a number.
did that.
Yeah, I just did. I lost my mind there for a little bit in
same
college.
Freight company where I used to work at, where we were talking about before the show.
Right.
There was a guy there. He was eventually a bouncer at Ecstasy, the strip club,
yeah.
the strip club in Dallas. But he used to be a professional fighter, like UFC, MMA style. Not never up to UFC. And he had a gym in Bedford, I believe, something like that. But anyways, he used to tell me these stories about how there'd be rich ass people and they'd like have big ass like condos like in skyscrapers like all around the country,
right.
And they would fight in front of these dudes, right? And this
Yeah.
guy was like, I don't know if he was Russian or something. Like he was like
one of those
Eastern
sketchy
European, Eastern European countries.
They're not even white. They're just some milky gray color.
I think he was half that and like half like South American or something. I can't remember. It's been years, but yeah, he used to tell me those stories. It's like fuck, like people want to see regular ass people fight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
like yeah, you can come up through the street fighting world. I'm so far removed from it, but you know, I just assume it's still around. I don't know.
There's always been some sort of Roman Coliseum bullshit or like let's just get drunk and fight in the backyard. But yeah, here we go. Sugar cane.
That's that's me with Alexis Waters.
Did you not have a tie on?
I did, but I think I took it off at that point in the show already because I was so tired.
With the piece too?
Yeah. Alexis was laughing because we had matching coats. And
you went like you went to Burlington and got a 2-for-1.
Well, I will say I went to Forever 21 that day and bought that.
That fur coat?
Yeah. And
she went to Forever 21 6 months ago.
I wore it as a costume. Alexis was just wearing that.
Yeah.
And she came up to me and she goes, "Oh my God, you look like my pimp." She goes,
take a picture.
Take a picture.
Take a picture and tell everyone that you just said that to me.
Yeah. And then I returned that coat the very next day. So I got my money back on that. And that hat. Yeah.
Oh, that was your hat?
Well, no, that was also Forever 21. Same day, same purchase.
Thank God you didn't.
Jacket.
I was gonna say. I thought you would say I fuck with the hat.
Yeah,
that's one of those.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Oh,
it's like a safari hat.
Yeah.
From that angle, it looks like a safari hat.
It just didn't fit my head, so I had to just put it back.
See when you got it like that. Yeah,
you look like Nigel Thornberry.
Yeah. It was very last minute. So.
But the jacket is what makes it.
Yeah, the
absurdity of the
need
wig.
the fur coat
and the cane. Yeah,
I was looking for a white one, but all they had was that black one. So.
In all honesty, as big boys,
yeah,
how badly were you sweating?
I wasn't sweating that bad. The reason I'm wearing it over my shoulders is because the jacket didn't fit me.
Right,
that was the big boy thing.
Right.
That was the problem. They didn't have my size.
But how many things actually fit Biggie?
I know my size.
Right.
I know what to get.
Right, you gotta have some shawls.
Honestly, if that would have fit me, I probably would have kept it. I would have.
You would have kept the coat.
I would have busted it out every once in a while.
What store did you get it from?
Forever 21.
Yeah, see, like stores like that, when they have dudes' clothes, I know that nothing in there will ever fit me.
carrying
It'll have to be something that is a 2X, and you get lucky that you find it.
Yeah,
and then it just kind of just sits on you.
Well, I wear 3X.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of for what you have right there. Yeah,
it kind of just sits on you. Was how you described my clothing choices for most of high school.
Yeah.
But big dudes can wear layers, but you just got to get good fabric. You got to have cotton all through and through.
I got caught up one time. I said some of the dumbest shit I probably ever said. But my friends would like I had long hair at the time too, but I was wear it down like middle part like a bitch, and then it was just down. And like, Paxton, why do you wear your hair like that? You look stupid. And I don't know what the fuck I was on, but I said it hides the head fat. And then for a year, just it hides the head fat down this long hallway, and it was just any one of my friends. I'm like, all right, cool, that's how I'm known. That's real nice.
How fat were you?
When I left for college, I was around like 280.
Oh, okay. And you got fatter in college?
No. I lost my mind, and like I went through a couple different eating disorders. and then just kind of stopped eating. It was real nice, but I'm getting back to fat. My girlfriend's a baker, so it's soon coming.
Oh yeah.
Every time I tell Paxton that like I'm trying to lose weight, he goes, "Just throw up." I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. It worked for
works.
you. Yeah.
Like what? Like what about it works? So that's what bulimia is.
So I wasn't bulimic, but I kind of was. So like I was drinking so much beer, and I was also only drinking. Like I was the asshole. It was like drinking for dinner.
Oh,
or
you
like
were
that's where I get.
malnourished.
Yeah, I was completely malnourished, and like I would drink so much, and all the food that I would get would be like to sop everything up, and then I would just vomit that up, and I was like, well, I ate.
Yeah.
I got the flavoring because that's what I was ex-fat. Everyone knows I was eating for flavor. I wasn't eating for like nutrition value.
For substance.
Yeah, it was like I got a big ass thing of ice cream, and that's gonna hurt my stomach, but it's gonna taste great all the way down.
I do like that you joke about the bulimia because
hey, you got to.
One time we went to Cece's and he ate so fucking much.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
afterwards you were like, I'm gonna throw up tonight.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the puke and rally god when it came to drinking. It was known for making more room.
We've been to a couple buffets before. I can like
pal?
Just you telling me like I used to be big. I'm always like skeptical. I'm like I don't believe it. But I've been to you with a couple buffets. I'm like, oh, you put it away.
Yeah, I'm still fat. I'm just like I'm fat one time a day, and maybe a couple snacks throughout, and then I just live off that. I'm completely disoriented and sick all morning until like 2 when I eat.
We went to that Chinese buffet in Oak Cliff.
And we went to another one last night.
Oh,
me and Kylie.
Go. Yeah,
oh, God, dude, But we went to that one.
The one that we went to in Oak Cliff. We cleaned house.
Yeah,
and then halfway through, we found out they also had a Mongolian grill.
Yeah. And then was it just me and you that stood up?
Yeah.
Like,
everyone else at the table was full, and we both got up. And
we both grabbed our third plate, set it aside.
Dude, that goes away, bro.
It goes.
Eventually, something happens to you, and you're like, I can't do this anymore. I know. I used to fuck up some CCs and especially some Chinese buffets. And there's some that had fucking sushi and the Mongolian shit.
Yeah,
right?
I found one last night.
Like,
yeah.
Oh fuck. But yeah, I think also it's good to do buffets when you're working out and you're being really active.
That is another thing. Is
your body is burning more, so it's easier to burn.
Speaking of buffets, we have to talk about Golden Corral.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
was
What's your
reading
stance
you
on Golden Corral?
I haven't been to a Golden Corral in a long time.
Let me give you some context.
90s, early 2000s Golden Corral. I don't know if y'all even remember going to Golden Corral at that time.
That was my childhood.
That time, it was fucking great.
If we were at Golden Corral, that was me and Dad bonding time. We were just two fat pieces of shit.
Exact same for me. Me and my dad loved Golden Corral.
Mom would just rather not eat that night.
Breakfast buffet there too was good too. You know?
Really? Never had the breakfast.
Yeah.
I loved Golden Corral my whole childhood, into my teens. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, me and my dad were driving around, and we were like, "Oh, we haven't been to a Golden Corral in a while."
Right.
And we went to a Golden Corral. It was terrible. It
Well,
was one of the
where did
worst
you go?
experiences I've had. It was shit. Where was it? It was over there. I don't even remember what.
Was
area.
it in an area of like 50% homely whites and
Garland.
50% black people? Okay, so that's a pretty homely
It
whites
was in
and black
Garland,
people.
like off of Loop 12.
Yeah. Okay. So that should be a good one on paper.
But it was just like dirty, and the food didn't taste right. And me and my dad were both there, like not saying it, but kind of thinking the same thing. And then we left, and we were both like, "That wasn't good."
Yeah.
And we haven't been back since then.
So I had a great time when I went. So like I had 4 plates again. It was a problem. I've been saying to everyone that'll listen, if you're looking for a place where you can get 27 things and enjoy 18 to 20, Golden Corral is your place. It is $18 now to eat there.
Oh wow. See, no.
But they also they made weird changes. Like they got rid of the chocolate fountain but added a slushy machine. I was like, really? That was the fucking joy. Like a slushy machine, you'd find it. It looked like a movie theater one. Like it wasn't like even a real one.
I don't know how buffets really were back in the day, and I just assumed they were better because I just assumed they were like more whole foods, like the actual ingredients, like actual potatoes. Somebody's back there peeling potatoes, cutting up potatoes, not everything coming in frozen or coming in a bag where they have to put it in a water for it to melt kind of thing.
Yeah,
right.
But that slowly kind of started to go away, and then I felt like every time I'd go to a buffet, I would get fuller faster.
Yeah,
and I would assume it's because they're putting stuff in that food, or it's got a whole bunch of carbs in it. I mean, they fill you up with bread anyways at Golden Corral. They bring you that bread, or they still do that?
They don't even do that anymore.
Okay,
I walked in and they're like, "Where the fuck is my honey butter?"
Yeah,
and it's
that
just on the
butter,
line.
yeah.
I found it at the very end. It's by the dessert, so you never even grab your honey butter.
Yeah.
I was so pissed. I just grabbed 3 of them. I took them home. I was so mad.
There's
Like,
seed oils. That's what it is.
God damn it, Blake! That's his
Seed
biggest
oils.
hill to die.
He's caught up on seed oil.
I stopped using seed oils. That
Oh,
stuff
God.
causes a lot of inflammation. and
Thank
shit,
you.
bro. Right? Me and Kane were just talking about this on the way here.
We were
Kinda-
talking about inflammation. Yes.
I was talking about. I drink a
Are you-
turmeric tea now.
Yeah, I
Helps
drink
with
this thing called
inflammation.
Super Liver.
Yeah. Hey,
I'll send you
fat-
the ad on
Fat
Instagram.
dudes
Hold
out
on.
there. There's the
Yeah.
camera. Fat dudes out there, dude. Fucking get
Is this-
turmeric. That
which
shit.
which Instagram account is this logged into?
I think it's on Blake's.
Yeah, I
It's,
think
it's
it's
either
fine.
it's either Blake's or not logged in at all.
Well, my brother has rheumatoid arthritis, and apparently it's because he was eating a lot of zebra cakes. Do you know what those are?
Been there, been
There's
there,
so
done that.
much
I
junk.
love
There's so
zebra
much junk in
cakes.
there. And they're like, yeah, you got to stop eating stuff like that. You
The
know, all that
Hostess
stuff
cupcakes.
causes so much inflammation in
Mhm.
your body.
Yeah,
bro.
it's mine.
Okay, it's send it to Blake's, whatever you're sending.
Okay.
I was talking to Kane the other day, like, where there for a little bit, because I look like this and like Kane was talking about, it felt weird for me to talk about being a fat kid, because then I'd have to go into this long thing in a 5-minute set. Like, I used to be fat. I know I don't look like it now. I'm not doing anything good. I'm still just a bum. And then I was texting Kane. I was like, I just did the fattest thing I've done in a long time, in that I was drinking one of those. Have you ever seen like athletic greens, like the powders you put in water to get your vitamins and
like
shit?
electrolytes and shit.
Yeah. So this one was more like vegetable vitamins and shit like that.
Uh-huh.
And I was drinking that. And I was drinking that to knock back an individually sliced piece of pound cake from the gas station, because it got too thick in my throat. I was like, oh, I'll drink my healthy drink. And I stopped. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. This is why you were bulimic for a little bit. That was crazy.
Yeah. It runs. It's got what, fiber in there or something?
Oh, yeah. It makes you poop, and then it's just got all the greens on it. My shits were nauseous.
Yeah, but I feel like that's good. Like, I feel like I love going to take a shit now, because I eat so much fiber, where it's just like, oh, this is a clean shit right here. You know?
I don't have that, but that's probably because of some hemorrhoids up there or something. But I'm on a long stint of battery acid out the butt for like days.
You're also still young enough where you can steadily get fucked up for like another 6 years before you see any real health problems, I think.
See, I don't drink anymore, really. I might have 2 drinks a month at this point. I used to be a booze bag, but now I'm just a pothead. And that can't be much better in the long haul either. My lungs are gonna hurt. But for right now, I got a little bit of time.
But avoid vaping, probably. I hear that's pretty bad for you.
I've stopped doing that to the best of my ability. Allegedly, I don't do it at all. But I've always just been a joint person anyways. It's the thing that hurts the least. Like, pipes are gross.
Smoking actual grass, too, just for the flower, is...
oh, yeah. I've got
much
the
better.
person. Yeah. No one watches this podcast, especially anyone of importance that it's going to get me in trouble. I pay a little extra for my person, my plug, because not only do they deliver, but I know she goes to Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
So
so she gets it from over there.
Yeah, so I'm not getting in. Kane, the person I'm thinking of off the top of my head, like, there's no chance in hell I'd ever get from him.
Half the weed in
Is it
the area, yeah.
Hold on. Is it the person that used to work at that place but no longer works there? Or are you thinking of someone else?
Used to work. Are you talking about me?
No, okay.
No,
it's
no.
not who I'm thinking of.
No, but the guy that we all kind of unanimously hate as a comedy scene that we don't talk about. We just kind of we're like, yeah, that's just like the stepbrother. We don't talk about him.
You have to tell me after this. I just sent you the DM, Blake.
If it's probably the same comic I might know, who gets all his shit from Oklahoma.
This is what I'm taking right now.
It's going to increase your liver's ability to produce bile. Bile is responsible for moving fat out of your body. It's going to help prevent fatty liver and reduce bloating overall. If you take milk thistle every day, the silymarin it contains is going to help your liver cells regenerate, repairing your damaged liver.
And if you take ginger every day, it's going to aid digestion, reduce bloating, and nausea. And if you take berberine or turmeric every day, it's going to greatly reduce inflammation, especially in your liver, but body-wide. And if you take chicory root every day, it's going to improve your gut microbiota balance, which is an important important factor in your liver health. And if you take yellow dock root every day, it's going to aid your nutrient absorption and your liver function. Now, the thing with natural medicines is that you got to take it for long enough, consistently, and enough of it for it to actually work. That's why for our super liver formula, we took all 7 of these in highly concentrated liquid extracts so that it can be as easy as taking 2 droppers like this under your tongue.
I bet this works, but the fact that that looked like Pokemon made me not trust it. Like that was too animated.
So it's all just extract.
Yeah.
And here's what I was like. I've always believed that a lot of these things are just expensive pee, in that like you just eat it and then you just piss it out and your body never takes it in.
The majority of it gets
turmeric
pissed out.
Yeah,
the majority of it does get pissed out with anything that you do. Really, there's nothing that beats getting actual food. Like when you're talking about throwing up, your body isn't taking the that's the one thing that you can't fake about being a human being. Like maybe you can convince the person in your brain that you just ate, right? And that person feels full, but in actuality, the body needs the actual nutrients from the actual food.
Oh, yeah.
So ideally, it'd be great to cook with all of that stuff, but sometimes it's hard finding a lot of those type of things in everyday food, right? So yeah, I guess that I would say just a little bit of that does go a long way, right? If you're not getting any of those type of things in your body.
Yeah, I've always.
I think.
Do you feel better?
Well, I've only been doing it this week, so I haven't like seen results yet. They
Next week, Cain is just fucking 8-pack
just
abs.
dude,
like,
guys, y'all got to get super liver.
Right,
it's all sold out, bro. I bought all of it.
I bought all of it. I'm the monopoly owner.
Like, the super liver and Ozempic, bro. This is what it fucking got me here.
I just always kind of had a thing against holistic medicine because my mom was a big holistic medicine person.
Yeah.
But we were also holistic medicine because we didn't have doctor money. So it was just like, Vicks Vapo Rub and elevate your feet. That'll work.
Yeah.
It was a whole lot of that. And it was just like, literally just personifications of rub some dirt on it. Like, I've got some powdered turmeric and take 6 Advil. You're like, Mom, I need back surgery. Like, this is, please.
Hey, like a lot of that holistic stuff, well, we call it holistic. It's just regular medicine, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's under capitalism where we created this idea of going and getting health, something we have to pay for.
Well, I mean,
right?
The sad thing is, and it goes for the whole medical field, is like there's no cure for cancer. And the cure for cancer is out there for sure. It's just, it's way more cost effective to have chemo forever.
Yeah, you make more money treating it than curing it.
Yeah.
And if anything, you're creating more cancer on purpose for that reason.
Oh,
right?
I mean, these things are going to give us all cancer. Like, I don't trust, like, it's the old Bill Burr bit about how the leaders of the world are like, do we have any ideas on how to kill people slowly over time so we keep getting their money?
Microplastics. That's what it is. That's why I was telling you about the shirts. You're like, I realized that. You're like, damn, were you really hot in that thing? He might have been hot because a lot of the materials in that probably have some sort of plastic, polyester. Yeah. It's when you check basically the ingredients of the shirt, if it has a lot of polyester and all that stuff traps all the air, so you get even hotter. And all that is plastic; it gets into your bloodstream. So they're saying every single guy in America has microplastics in their nutsacks now. Because
is that what that
a lot of our underwears have polyester in them.
Yeah, it's in our balls.
So it's in our balls, and they're slowly making us lead to having some sort of cancer or something else.
If you take a step back and you look at all of the history of time, this is just a very creative pox on the fucking blankets we gave to the Native Americans. Like,
it's another version of it.
Like they're just taking us all. We don't need kids. If my nuts didn't work, that'd be a fucking blessing.
I appreciate that you can put that together too.
Yeah,
because a lot of people don't understand that this is still warfare on yes, Native Americans are included in this too.
It's everyone
but
that's
it's
not
the
white.
People of the lower class necessarily, right? People who don't have access to having those fibers. You go to a really fancy ass store, you check all 100% cotton, everything. You know what I'm saying? There's even elevated cottons like Egyptian cotton, things like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's always
you get into like GSMs, that's gram per square meter. You know, like a heavyweight hoodie. That's like 180 GSM versus your regular bullshit Walmart hoodie that's only like 80 GSM.
Hey, leave my Walmart hoodies alone. I have one that's a Snoop Dogg hoodie, and I get compliments everywhere I go from gross white people.
That's why it's good to thrift. That's why it's good to thrift too, because you can go find something that's actually quality material still.
Right.
Something that was made a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
And sizes are different too.
Yeah,
people were less fat back then, for sure, though.
But like, I have clothes from the '90s that's like an extra large that fits me great. But like clothes now, I have to get like 3XL
because everything shrinks now. I cannot think as a generation all of us forgot how to do laundry correctly, but it's all the plastics are just shrinking now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
like microplastics are today's like lead paint.
Right. I was just about to say, like, if you go and read history, there's always been something. There was hemlock in the water supply. There was pox in the blankets. There's doctors that have been sterilizing people secretly for years, and that they're all now coming out. There's always been something.
It also could just be somebody just trying to make a quick buck. Like, the material's cheaper. It looks good enough. It's just, we've all slowly becoming plastic as a society just in general because we want the idea of something new means something more than having something that's good, I guess.
Right.
So that's why the fast fashion industry got so popular,
Well, it's one time we had Scott Crisp on. He was telling us one of the history things they talked about on their podcast, and it almost sounds like this in that it's just getting away with it.
Yeah.
If you can get away with it there was a guy that was going around in like the late 1800s and telling people like, I'll put this goat testicle in your nutsack and you'll become more virile. And everyone's like, well, there's no science against it.
Yeah.
And you're a good talker. So, all right. And then he would leave town. And then he found one guy like, I want 9 goat testicles in my nutsack. And he's like,
Dude.
I'm your guy.
I'll do it.
I'll do it. But it costs more money.
But even then, the scientists will be bought at one point. Like there was a point in time when doctors said that smoking is A-okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a
Because-
doctor and I smoke every single day type of shit.
Yeah.
Because everybody can be bought, It's just like when this advertising industry. Have you seen Mad Men before, that show?
Yeah.
That shit breaks it all down for you, right?
Right.
There, how it, like, a lot of this advertising started, right? It's just, that's what it is. It was just all about making more money. And then the people that suffered the most are always people who don't have that much money.
Right.
A lot of the people that don't have that much money tend to be,
It's all the people with old money running the world still because they don't know how to make the new money.
Yeah. They need us to make all that money. They exploit us. That's what it is.
But I'm not kicking y'all out of my house, but we got to cut the podcast because we're at about hour 10, hour 15.
Yeah.
I'd love to keep this going on the couch. Y'all are very fun to talk to, and we can do this for hours on end. But one more time for the people at home, could y'all plug up y'all shows you got coming up, your social media, they can find you so they can keep on coming and seeing you, and anything you got coming out soon?
Go for it, bro.
Okay, social media, my Instagram is Funny Cain. It's right there. It's a FUNNYCAIN_. But yeah, just go follow me there. If you click here on the link in my bio, it's where I have all my upcoming shows and stuff.
You can show mine.
If you click there, you'll see the shows that I have coming up with Luis. Those 2 right there.
We're going to be in Albuquerque, and then we're going to be at Rose City.
Yeah.
Man, I completely forgot to talk about Netflix as a joke. We got to have you back so we can talk about that at some point.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by all that stuff, but we just had so much fun. I just like getting to chop it up with y'all.
Yeah,
But,
Kenny Lee is headlining. That's my buddy.
Oh, yeah. July
Dallas
6th, go
Comedy
check out
Club.
Kenny at
I'm going to
DCC.
be on that show. I'm going to be in Arkansas at the beginning of August for those shows with Derek Strout. Just if you want to send me money, my Venmo is there. Also, if you keep scrolling down, I have affiliate links. You can get Hulu, Sam's Club, AAA. Click on any of that shit. But yeah, just go to my Instagram.
I just started using more Linktree. Like, do you get money off of that?
I haven't yet, but they told me I'm going to get money.
Right.
But y'all have to click on it so I can get the money.
So just go and just keep clicking on it. Even if you don't pay anything, maybe it does something per click.
Yeah,
and
then, same with me. My Instagram is Luis Juarez Comic. You click on my Linktree. I got a show this Saturday. Well, I mean, this won't be airing, but
you're busy.
I'm gonna be with Chris Estrada on the 22nd in Fort Worth. So yeah, he's a guy. He co-creator of a show on Hulu called This Fool. Is really funny. And then Albuquerque. Kane's going to be with me at the Hyenas in Albuquerque on the 29th.
And that's a brand new club. I've seen pictures of it. It looks immaculate. If you're out there, go check it out. Or, go road trip to go see these guys because that's very fun. That's a fun vacation.
Yeah, come out to Albuquerque. We'll go to the Breaking Bad house together.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I would not mind going to go just check it out, I guess.
Yeah.
I never really went too much around Albuquerque. I was there recently, actually, at a casino. It was with Ralph, and I ate some chili cheese fries, dude. They were spicy as fuck.
Oh, hell yeah.
How did that next shit go?
Because when I ordered the chili cheese fries, I thought they were gonna be like here, like it's like wolf chili or some shit right there. Which I love. Spicy
it always
food.
comes back to wolf brand chili.
I love spicy food. Don't get me wrong, but like it was just a red salsa, and then they put the cheese on that. But it was delicious, but it was spicy as fuck. I don't know. Maybe that might have been like a cultural thing for that specific
that region.
That tribe.
That's Albuquerque poutine.
Well, I forget what region it is. I think it's like Midwest, but they have like skyline chili.
Yeah, over spaghetti.
Yeah,
those weird fucks. Isn't that from your neck of the woods, Blake?
Yeah, it's up in Ohio.
Yeah.
Dude, that place is rough.
Was that Columbus?
Rough. Yeah, Columbus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had it, but I've heard of it. I heard it has a lot of cinnamon in it.
What?
It's just shitty. I stayed away from it, but
Yeah.
Cinnamon's odd.
Dude, Columbus people fucked with me hard when I went to Columbus.
Really?
Oh, okay. So fuck Blake, Columbus people. You
I fuck
rule.
with Columbus people at the show. They were at the show. I don't know
Yeah.
about the fucking. I mean,
The rest
still,
of them.
you know, that's Midwest, right?
yeah,
That's
they're kind of
Midwest?
weird people.
Yeah, I think it's a college town, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ohio
okay,
State.
Ohio
yeah.
State.
Oh, that's where.
That's what it was. It was a younger crowd.
Yeah.
They were like a little more open minded and shit. But yeah, I fucked with Columbus pretty hard.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh, Luis also has a podcast, that Reckless Whiz.
So,
So,
heck yeah.
it's on hiatus at the moment because I'm trying to get a new studio area.
Do you need a new producer?
And also, yes, possibly actually. And me and Kane are in the talks about.
we're
trying to start a
talking
pod.
about possibly starting a podcast together as
Hell
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before, like a movie podcast.
Yeah.
So we're maybe trying to get that started.
That's another one of your guys. Not only does he know everything about every movie, but if y'all are looking for a guy to plug movie, like give y'all some movies to watch, he's the guy to ask.
Yeah.
He wrote and directed a movie.
Oh,
That,
yes.
that one on the wall.
This
was
one.
his
That's how we
concept.
met. We were in this movie. Not we, but he put me in this movie, and then we did our thing, and I'm gonna see if we can rewrite that. And give you a different part.
Dude, I'd like to check that out. Talk to
Yeah.
you too about it after because
Yeah,
I've been writing a movie for this last year. I have to have it finished by the end of this month. That's
Oh,
why I'm
really?
going to LA at the end of the month.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm like, all right, let's just see.
Yeah. I'll
gonna
get
be
you
a
my
thing,
number
yeah.
at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah. Well, we can't wait to have you back for a round 2, and hopefully we get to be talking about this movie you're writing.
Yeah.
Other than
I
that,
wish.
thank
Hope
y'all
so.
so much for watching another episode. Thank you for coming, man. This was a great episode, Kane. Thanks for coming again,
Yeah,
buddy. We love having
this is
you.
the 5th time I hold the record. No one
You
can
hold
beat
the
me.
record,
Already, bro.
and we're gonna keep having you back so no one can touch your record.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you're all over this wall.
Come back as Sugarcane or what's his name?
I'll come back as a pimp. Yeah.
We need a Halloween episode. We did a Christmas episode.
we
Now we need
did.
a Halloween
I kind of want to
episode.
go too, just to wear a mink coat. Like maybe we're just all pimps or something. Or
Yeah, let's do
Pimps
a
and no
full
hose.
pimp episode,
the no
yeah.
hose at all. The pimps with no hose.
The
Just
player
pimps.
haters ball.
It's just all the pimps that hang out. That's all it is. Player
Boys
haters
night
ball.
out for the pimps.
Hey man, players haters the ball. That shit right there, man. That changes the game.
Get some
too.
high heel platform shoes with fish in the bottom.
Hell yeah.
Other than that, please follow me at pbailey_comedy and Dingbat District Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We have a new episode on YouTube every Tuesday and Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. Follow on the YouTube for new clips every single day. Other than that, thanks for watching another episode. Bye.
Do you play music as it goes out?
Yeah, we got an outro.
I would say play Players Ball on the Outkast song. Have you heard that song?
Yeah.